I have got to admit that it always sends shivers down my spine when I'm on pilgrimages to the Holy Land, when I'm saying such and such a thing happened here in this place. This is my third pilgrimage to here, and you would think you would get used to saying that, but you never do. Even as I was pointing over, that's the place where all that took place. That synagogue, the remnants of that synagogue there. It just blows your mind. It also blows my mind that every time we celebrate the sacrament, and particularly one of the sacraments of initiation, and today for little Nina, she receives the second of those three sacraments of initiation as she receives her first Holy Communion. We're not just witnesses to that, we are more than that. Because this is an opportunity for us who have already received those sacraments, first of all, to renew our commitment to the sacramental life, to renew our gratitude to the Lord, that He continues to nourish us with the very bread that came down from heaven, that He foretold in that long gospel encounter with the Jews. Because there in John 6, He was telling them, I'm going to leave you something even beyond your wild imaginings. I'm going to leave you something that every generation is going to need in order to build and to renew and to strengthen their relationship with God. Now, you're probably very familiar with the rest of that chapter, of chapter 6 of John's Gospel, because right through it, the Jews, and indeed some of Jesus' own disciples, found all of that very, very difficult to swallow, literally to swallow. It was bread, but they found it difficult to swallow. Yeah. Because some of His disciples even turned away and walked away and said, this is an intolerable teaching. The Jews argued and murmured, what the heck is He talking about here? We see Him in front of us, and He's promising that we will be nourished with His flesh and on His blood. But isn't that the mystery of the Eucharist for us? That He leaves us those two gifts in that sacramental way. He leaves us His very body and blood to nourish us as a sign of His life within us, and as a way for to not just to nourish us, but to ensure that we too can come to share in His eternal life, in the eternal life of the Father. So when little Nina comes forward to receive her second sacrament of initiation, all of us should be remembering our first communion, no matter how long it has been. Remembering that first moment when we were nourished by the Lord. And giving thanks for all of the other moments since then. That the Lord has been faithful to His promises. Continues to offer us a share in His eternal life through the sacramental signs, to the celebration of His death and resurrection here on the altar. There's so much there in that gospel passage for us to reflect on and to give thanks. He's making a profound statement to us about the centrality of the Eucharist in the life of every Christian. Alas, many do not realize and do not accept that they're turning their backs. Maybe family and friends that you know, we all have them. Folks that we are very close to. We do not see them here as we celebrate on a daily basis. I have the great privilege as a priest. Many of you are the great privilege of attending weekday masses and Sunday masses. We know this is Christ being faithful to the promises that He made. This is Christ fulfilling the promises and nourishing us. He does it through the Word and through Him giving us Himself in the Eucharist. So let us today remember those who have strayed, those who have turned their backs on the great mystery of the Eucharist, those who have yet to come forward to receive it. Maybe their hearts will be open this day to that great gift, and they'll want that for themselves. Pray and hope for all of them. I am the living bread, He said, that comes down from heaven. Whoever eats this bread will live forever. There is not one human heart that does not want to live forever. There's not one human. I've never met a person who offered them the gift of eternal life, that they would turn their backs on it. They just don't realize that promise is already being fulfilled here on a daily basis in a multitude of churches right across the universal church on a daily basis. We do, and we give thanks for that. And we give thanks that little Nina's here with us today to remind us of the beauty of what we have here and what we celebrate as a Catholic community. Amen?